तौ संतोषयता सन्तौ श्रीलरूप सनातनौ दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेखं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितं पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः। तत्रास्तु तावत् तस्याः साक्षात् भक्तेः परधर्मत्वादिकं भगवदर्पण सिद्ध तदनुगतिकस्य लौकिककर्मणोऽपि परधर्मत्वम् उदाहरिष्यते। यो यो मयि परे धर्मः इत्यादौ। So here tatra astu tavat tasyaha. Let direct bhakti have the qualities of being highest dharma. Tavat tasyaha sakshat bhaktehe paradharmatvadikam. Paradharmatvam means highest dharma. So I am sending, okay, Bhagavan Pandit Prabhu. So I will send the same material to you. Anyone else? Anyone is there who didn't get material in the online? Your own God. Even ordinary marital activities perfected by offering to the Lord, which follow direct bhakti, are illustrated to be the highest dharma as stated in. So Bhagavadarpana Siddha tad anagatikasya laukikarmanoh api paradharmatvam udaharishyate. What is said? We all know that direct devotional service is the highest dharma. And even ordinary material activities also they got perfected by offering to the Lord, and which follow the direct bhakti are illustrated to be the highest dharma. Ordinary material activities also becoming the highest dharma. When they will become highest dharma? When they are offered to the Lord and they follow the direct bhakti. Bhagavadarpita Bhagavadarpana siddha tadanugatikasya laukik karmanoh api paradharmatvam. Even laukik karma, that means material activities also becoming the Bhagavad dharma when they are offered to the Lord. So and follows the sakshat bhakti. Yo yo mayi pare dharmaha kalpyate nishpalaya chet tadayasya nirarthaha syad bhayaderiva sattama. O Uddhava, greatest of saints, if useless endeavors such as due to fear and so are offered without any motivation to me, the Supreme, then they become dharma. Then they become dharma. So nirartha means useless endeavors, eating, sleeping, this kind of things. All these. So for example here, running and many like this, many activities. All these activities just useless activities because they are materialistic due to fear, running due to fear. So due to fear, running and so all these useless activities are offered, if they are all offered without any motivation, huh, to the Lord, then they become dharma. They are becoming dharma. Who is saying? Krishna himself is saying. So that's why here we are going to see. So even material activities are becoming the Bhagavad Dharma when they are offered to the Lord. This will be discussing in the once again in the 11th canto, second chapter. Okay, till now here this much only. Okay, next tata पापघ्नत्वादिकं तस्याः श्रवणादिना अपि भवति इत्यपि उक्तम्. In that way, it is stated that bhakti's quality of destroying sins and so on arise even by hearing. Even just by hearing, shravanadina api. If you hear uh, uh, just a holy name, that is going to destroy the all the sins. Just we don't need to do any price chitta. There is no need of doing any price chitta. Just the only thing is what we need. We need to hear the holy name. That is enough actually. With that also we are going to destroy. We can destroy the sins, all the sins. That is said in the Uttam. Srutonupatito dhyataha ityado. Srutonupatito dhyata adruto vanumoditaha. Sadhya punati sadharmo deva visvadruhopihi. O Lord, Bhagavad Dharma which is heard, chanted, meditated, accepted with faith or praised, immediately purifies even those who are envious of the universe. Vishwadruha means who is envious of universe, who are envious of universe. O Lord, Bhagavad Dharma which is heard. Bhagavad Dharma means any Bhagavad Dharma. So that means activity connected to the Lord. So that is known as Bhagavad Dharma. So Bhagavad Dharma which is heard, chanted, meditated, accepted with the faith or praised immediately purifies even those who are envious of the universe. Such a sinful people, they are envious about the entire universe. And such a people's sin is immediately purified just by hearing, chanting and meditating and so on. So next Padme Maga Mahatmye Devhuti Vakyam cha. In the Padma Purana, Maga Mahatmyam, we are seeing the words of messenger of Devatas. Prahasman Yamuna Brata Sadaram hi punah punah Bhavadbir Vaishnavastyajyo Vishnum Ched Bhajate Naraha. So next one more is a Vaishnavo yadgruhe bhungte yesham Vaishnava sangati tepi va pariharya syustat sangam hata kilbisha. So translation, Sri
Yamaraja, the brother of Yamuna, repeatedly said to us with respect, Vaishnava should be given up by you. You should give up a man if he worships Vishnu. Persons in whose house Vaishnavas have eaten and those who had association with Vaishnavas, they should also not be punished by you. Their sins have been destroyed by that association. Padma Purana.
In Padma Purana Maga Mahatmya, we are seeing this. Messengers of the Devatas, they are saying. What is that? Praha Asman Yamuna Bhrata Sadaram hi punah punah. So Yamaraj, the brother of Yamuna, repeatedly said to us with respect, Vaishnava should be given up by you. You should give up a man if he worships Vishnu. Persons in whose house Vaishnavas have eaten and those who had association with Vaishnavas, they should also not be punished by you. Their sins have been destroyed by that association. So we are seeing just uh, anything, any common activity also if you do for the Lord, so that is becoming the dharma, highest dharma. Even any just normal endeavor, materialistic endeavor, if you offer that to the Lord, it is becoming the Bhagavad Dharma. Even just by hearing or just by meditating, just by respecting, just by chanting, you can easily purify all the sins. Even such a envious person who is envious about the entire universe, that person also is going to purify his all sins. So that is the greatness of the bhakti actually. Here, that's why Yamaraj told to the Yamadutas, they should not go to Vaishnava's house. They should not bring the Vaishnavas, and they cannot bring the, so whoever is worshipping Vishnu, and also anyone, so anyone's house, if Vaishnava took prasadam, so in their house you should not bring. No one can be brought from that house to the hell. Like that, Yamaraj is saying to his servants, even they should also not be punished by you. And their sins have been, why? Because their sins have been destroyed by the association. This thing we are seeing in the case of the Ajamil also, all these Yamadutas, they came and they thought that this guy is from the age of 16. So he started having the illegal relation and killing the so many people, and so is stealing money, robbery, many things he was doing actually. So like that, he did lot of sin and he didn't do any atonement for that. So in that case, all these Yamadutas are thinking that this guy is the most desirable, so deserved actually. He's most deserved to be in the hell, and he should be punished like anything. So they made a plan and they came to take him. But they don't know that the what is the so glory of the holy name. When his son's namakarana ceremony happened, name giving ceremony. In that ceremony, that last son's name is Narayana, that was kept on that day itself. Since what in the past he did and the present he is doing, and in future what he is going to do, all the sins are destroyed, and he is completely sinless actually. And but this point, just one holy name, Shraddhaya Helaya. So anyway, if you take holy name, that is going to destroy Asesha Agaharam. So it is going to destroy all the sins. This point is missing actually in the knowledge of Yamadutas. They were not taught with this. So they thought and they came to take him. But immediately, so because of destroying his sins by that holy name, and also further sins also are destroyed, because holy name is going to destroy future sins also. So that is the reason this person is able to chant at the time of holy name, because he is completely freed, and he did also that chanting holy name, that much devotion he did. So because of that sukriti, he got the opportunity at the time of death to remember the Narayana. So he is not remembering the Narayana, just he got the chance to at least utter the Narayana's name. So That's why, so that is the reason, because his sins already destroyed. That is the reason. Many times people think that so he chanted at the time of death Narayana name, and that's why he got freed from all the sins. No, that opportunity came because already his sins are over actually. So then he got the opportunity of the chanting the name of Narayana. Immediately Vishnu Dutas came and they start saying that, oh, okay, you people, why you came actually? So you don't know what is dharma. Then Vishnu Duta, Yamadutas, they said so many so-called materialistic definitions for the dharma. Then finally, so they were so they understood actually the power, the mistake actually. They came mistakenly. Actually, Yamadutas also said, these people, this person is so sinful, this, that. But they don't know the power of the holy name. And they went back and they asked to their master actually, Amras. So why these some beautiful people came when we were bringing the Sajamila? So who are those? Why they came? And so what is that? You don't have any power. What? So on top of you also someone is there. We don't know till now. We thought that you are only my master. So like this. So they used to tell so many things. Then finally Amras will be scolding. Oh Murkho. So you don't know all this. So you people like have full of absent knowledge. So absent of the knowledge. So that's why he will explain. So in that sixth canto, in that third chapter completely. So in that, it is not from the Bhagavatam, it is from the Padma Purana. Same story you can see there also. There, these Yamadutas are saying. So these, their master instructed them to not to touch any Vaishnava. Okay, you want to ask, tell?
Prabhu, one time I heard that
Mm.
that Ujamila was previous life. He was some kind of devotee, I think. So Lord only intentionally give him this kind of intelligence that you put your son's name Narayan, so that at some time you will chant my name. This kind of thing, this kind of practice you will do. So Lord's previous by intentionally put this name through Ojamil. So actually, is it correct or not?
Actually, that story is not there in the Bhagavatam, and also it is not there in any. I know the two commentaries, Vishwanath and Jiva Goswami. So, as per my knowledge, those are not there actually. So it's clearly I went through the Vishwanath commentary. You might have mentioned, but he didn't mention there. I know, Prabhu. I don't know actually. So according to my knowledge, it is not there in any. It is two commentaries only I know, and other studies I don't know. Okay. Next, Anaradi Purana also. Let's see the bhakti, how it is having the ability of destroying the sin. Yagnamalyupakhyanante Haribhakti Paranam tu Sanginam Sangamasritaha Muchyate Sarva Papebhyo Mahapatakavanaphi. So even by association with those who have associated with devotees, the most sinful person also is freed from all sins. So even by association with those who have associated with the devotees, Bhagavad Sangha Sanginam, that means they are going to destroy their sins. Yes. Next, Tataha Sutarameva Idam Adidesha. So that's why we are seeing Yamaraj is ordering to his servants like this. Jihvanavakti Bhagavad Gunanamadheyam Chetascha Nasmarati Taccharanarvindam Krishnaya no namati yachira ekadapi. Krishnaya no namati yachira ekadapi Tantanana yadvam asato kruta vishnu krutyan. Those whose tongues have never uttered the name, the qualities of the Lord, whose minds have never remembered his lotus feet, whose heads have never once bowed down to Krishna, who have never served Vishnu, those non-devotees should also be brought to me. क्या हो रहा है उन्होंने पढ़ रहे हैं क्या ये अपना दुनिया में है वो तो so Yamaraj is ordering to his servants what he is saying that tongue which जिह्वा न वक्ति चेतश्च न स्मरति. So, and actually, if you see literal translation, if you do what it is given, how it is given, that tongue which never take the, which never chant the holy name, that mind which never remember the so Lord's lotus feet, that head which never obey obeisances to Lord, and those you bring. That means the person who is belonging to these senses has to be brought. So that is the answer. That is the thing. Here actually, but jihva is made as subject. It should be the instrument. So jihva, tongue is instrument or the doer? Tongue is instrument, na? But here it is said as doer. So why it is said as doer? So we'll discuss now. So that is another important thing. So tavastam tavat tan anayadvam ityadikena etat purvadvitiya padyoktanam mukunda padaravinda makaranda rasa vimukhanam anayana varta tata te payavasiddhi ityadikena etat purvatritiya padyoktanam devasiddha parigita pavitragatanam sadhunam samadrusham Bhagavat Paranam Nikatagamana Nisheda Vartapi. What is it? ठंडी के मौसम में ज्यादा पानी. Now we have to discuss. This is the time to get up. It's interesting discussion, little bit. Hopefully. We are going to take 6-3-27, na? 29. Okay, 3 will take. Okay. We are taking 3. These 3 slokas. Jihvana Vakti is 29. Before to this is Tananayadvam. And before to this is Tananayadvam. Te Deva Siddha. Three slokas. What is said in this? What message is given by these two? Tell me, there I wrote. Let the messages of bringing those who have aversion for the nectar of lotus feet of the Lord Mukunda, who are described by the verse beginning with Anayadvam, Tan Anayadvam. So in the Tananayadhyam, that means in the 28th sloka, what message we are seeing? What message is given by the Yamaras? Let bring those who have aversion for the nectar of lotus feet of Lord Mukunda, and who are described by the verse beginning with Tananayad. Those people are described by Tananayad. Okay, this is 6.8. 6.28 is saying that only, na? Tananayad means bring those who have aversion for the nectar of lotus. And what 6.3.27 is saying? And similarly, let the message forbidding the Yamadutas from approaching the devotees who are praised with pure songs by Devatas and Siddhas. Who are praised, that means devotees who are praised with the pure songs by the Devatas and Siddhas. Okay, that means Te Deva Siddha, this sloka. So what it is saying? What it is saying? So those whose glories are praised by the, whose glories are described, who that means who are praised, those who are praised with the pure songs by the Devatas and Siddhas. Pure songs by the Devatas and Siddhas. So, and they are praised with these songs. And those are nothing but what? Vaishnavas, who are equanimous and dedicated to the Lord, and who are described by the verse beginning with the Te Deva Siddha, which is previous to the present. Remain. That means let this message be. These two messages. This sloka is telling about not to bringing the Vaishnavas, and this sloka is telling about the bring the non-devotees who are aversion. Yes, these two messages are said by these two slokas. Of course, that means in the 6.3.27, Yamaras already said whom not to bring. So whose glories are, who are praised by the songs sung by the Devatas. So those people should not be brought. And also to those who are having the aversion towards the Lord, and those people should not be brought. Should be brought actually, sir. Should be brought. So these two things we saw, but still after saying these two, he is saying Jihvana Bhakti. What he is saying? He's saying that Jihvana Bhakti. This point he's saying Yasya Jihvapi, whose tongue? Sri Bhagavatah Gunancha Namadevamcha Va Ekada Janma Madhye Yada Kadapi Na Bhakti, whose tongue didn't say even a one time in his whole life the Lord's name, somehow or other also didn't say. That person you should bring. Okay? So, but someone may say he doesn't have tongue. Then how he can chant? Okay, then Lord, then Yamaraj is saying what? Yamadutas may ask, he might not have a tongue, and from the childhood he cannot speak anything, he cannot chant holy name. Dumb. So then Yamaraj is saying, okay, if tongue is not there, at least they can have the what? Mind. Jihvaya abhave. If there is no tongue, at least they have mind, na? So with that mind, if that taccharanara vindame kadapi nasmarati, if that mind is not offering obeisances to the Lord, then you bring. So mind, actually, manaha. When people may say, so my dear Lord, my dear Master, so people are disturbed. Their mind is completely So is disturbed and spoiled. That means they are mad. They are mad. They are having the disturbed mind. Then how they can remember? They cannot remember they cannot, sorry. They cannot, Charanaravindam na smarati. They cannot remember the Lord because they are already, their mind is having the disease and they cannot remember. Then how? Then Yamaraj is saying, at least they have Shiraha. Head is there, na? Head, without head, to no one will be there. At least that head pay one time obeisances to the Lord. At least one time. Chetasaha vikshiptatve sirascha krishnaya krishnam lakshi krutya no namati. If their head is not going down in front of the Lord, then bring. So then they cannot say, if someone is not having the head, can they say? No one you can find without head. So this is the thing. So like this. So Yamaraj is saying, if they are not able to do any one of this, then so they should brought to the my kingdom. I will punish them. So here namaskaram is explained here. Sirascha krishnaya krishnam lakshye krutya no namati. शाट्येनापि नमस्कारं कुर्वतः शारङ्गधन्वने शतजन्मार्जितं पापं तत्क्षणादेव नश्यते. Those who offer obeisances to the Lord even with the deception, their sins acquired in 100 births are destroyed instantly. Those who offer obeisances to the Lord even with deception, their sins acquired in 100 births are destroyed instantly. If you pay obeisances, what will happen? That obeisance is having what kind of power? The sin acquired in the 100 lives is destroyed. So, Skandokta Mahimana Namaskaram na Kurutan. This is Skanda Purana. It is said in where? Now, the glory of the Namaskara is said here. In this Skanda Purana. So, if they are not doing the Namaskara by the head, then bring them. Tan Anayadvam, bring them. So, why they should be brought? By not doing these activities, why they should be brought? Because if anyone is not doing these activities, his tongue is not chanting, or his mind is not remembering, or his head is not going down, so he is what? Asataha. He is what? He is asat. That means he is non-devotee. He is not a devotee. He is not a devotee. Asataha. He is not a devotee. Why he is not a devotee? Tatra hetutve asatve hetuhu akruta vishnu krutyan. Who is non-devotee? Akruta vishnu krutyan. Akruta vishnu krutyan. That means he is not performing any devotional activity. He is not performing any action for the Vishnu. So that is the reason. Akruta Vishnu Krutyan. Yatha skande, yatha cha skande reva khande Sri Brahmokto. So in the Skanda Purana Reva Khanda, Brahmaji say, Sakarta sarva dharmanam bhakto yastava keshava. Sakarta sarva papanam yona bhaktastavachuta. Papam bhavati dharmopi tava bhaktai kruto hare. Nishesha dharma karta vapya bhakto narake hare. Sada tishtati bhaktaste brahmahapi vimuchyate. Padmecha. Mannimittam krutam papam api dharmaya kalpate. Mamanadrutya dharmopi papam syanmat prabhavataha. Yuktam chayetat. So, Sakarta Sarvadharman Bhakta Yah Tava Keshava. O Keshava, he who is your devotee, he is performer of all dharmas. O Achyuta, if you want, he who is your devotee, he is a performer of all dharmas. O Achyuta, he who is not your devotee, he is a performer of all sin. See what is said? All sin, performer of all sin. O Hari, dharma performed by the non-devotee becomes sin. Oh Hari, though the non-devotees does unlimited dharma, he remains certainly in hell. Your devotee, though he kills a brahmana, he is liberated. So that means by the devotees somehow or other, so brahmana is killed, maybe in some other reasons. So there is no sin further. What it mean actually? So devotion is going to destroy all the sins. So in his life he killed, and but he is doing the devotion, then every sin is finished. And someone is doing his activities, various activities, but he's not doing devotion. When we do material activities in this material world, activities in the material world, definitely a lot of sin is happening. You are walking, you are breathing, and so many entities are dying because of you. And when you take the food, when you grow the food, Vaishya, if you take, there are a lot of sin is happening in that. So many entities are dying in that. So Kshatriya also, he is not a devotee, but he is protecting. So many people he is killing. Many things are happening. So without being a devotee in this material world, whatever dharma you follow, your respective duties, dharma means, definitely there is a sin, and that's why you will be the performer of all sin. But by being a devotee, whatever sin is performed by you, that is everything is destroyed by that bhakti. So that's why these slokas are there. In Padma Purana also it is said that man nimittam krutam papamapi kshemaya kalpate. Sin performed for my sake. Like Arjuna killed so many people for the pleasure of the Lord. So just for following the instruction of the Lord. So then it is auspicious. Even dharma performed after disrespecting me becomes a sin by my influence. But one who is performing the dharma, but he is disrespecting the Lord, then what is the value of that dharma? So that is no value. Then it becomes a sin. You have to find many stories, many examples from the Mahabharata. So these kind of things. Very important slokas these are all. So this is appropriate. Whatever it said, this is appropriate. Since what is the reason? Bhakti is stated to be supremely obligatory by verse such as Shravanam. Yeah. If anyone is not doing the bhakti, he is performer of all the sin. And if anyone is doing the bhakti, all the sin is finished. And for anything sin done for the Lord's sake, that is becoming the auspicious. And without respecting Lord, any dharma you do, that is becoming the sin. So from this, what we are understanding, bhakti is compulsory for everyone. So that's why whatever is said is appropriate. This saying, yes or no? It is appropriate. Whatever is said in the Padma Purana and also in the Reva Khanda, Skanda Purana, both are same, correct? Because in the Bhagavatam it is said that Shravanam Kirtanam Chasya Ityadina Mukha Bahurupādebhyah Ityadina Sarvesham Madupasanam Ityadina Sarve Vidhi Nishedasyo Ityadina. All these four different slokas in the previous anucchedas we have discussed this Shravanam Kirtanam Chasya. So 7, 11, 11. Mukha Bahuru Padebhi, this also we discussed 11, 5, 2. Sarvesham Adupasanam, this also. And Sarva Vidhi Nisheda Syuhu, this also. All these ultimately saying that bhakti is obligatory for everyone. You cannot say that I will not do bhakti, I will do later, and bhakti is not a choice actually. Because in the 7th canto, 11th chapter, so Narada Muni is explaining, if you want to be a human being, you should have 30 qualities. In the 30 qualities, this Shravanam Kirtanam is explained actually. Otherwise, he is not a human being at all. So that's why to become human being, one has to take up all this. Without this, he is not a human being. So, and also Mukha Bahur Padebhya, we are seeing all these 4 ashramas, 4 varnas are coming from the Lord. And if anyone is not doing the bhakti to the Lord, then he is not no more in that ashram and that varna. He is not a Brahmana, he is not a Kshatriya, he is not a Vaishya, he is not a Sudra. He is not a Brahmachari, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi. If he is not doing worshipping Supreme Lord, they are falling from their position. Sarvesham Adupasanam. All the worships are meant for Lord's sake. And in the Shastras, there are so many Vidhi Nishedas are there. This should be done, this should not be done. So like this, so many Vidhi and Nishedas are there. All they are concluding in what? In support of 2 things. What? Remembering Krishna always and not forgetting Krishna. So never forget Krishna. So to serve these, only all the niyamas are there. So from this, that means from all these 4 slokas, we are seeing the compulsory of the bhakti for everyone. So that's why, if that is mandatory dharma, if you are not doing, then that is. So whoever is not doing the bhakti, whatever he does, that is sin. That's simply sin. And whoever is not doing bhakti and did the lot of social welfare, that's adharma only. That dharma is becoming simply sin. No use. And this is the fact actually. This is the real philosophy. Okay. Yesham kirtanadinam trayanam api sukaranam abhave paresham sutaram eva abhavo bhavediti samanyeneva vishnu krutya rahitatvam uktam. If you see in the 6.3.29, if jihva, which mind and which head is not doing their respective devotional activities, those has to be brought. So Krishnaya nonamati yatsirah ekadapi tan anayadvam asataha akrutya vishnu krutyan. So those, you bring those people, so whose head is not obeying obeisances, whose mind is not remembering Krishna, and whose tongue is not chanting the holy names, and that person, you bring those people, you bring that person. So this is the thing. In this we are seeing 3 things only mentioned. One is what? Chanting with the tongue means what? Kirtanam. Yes. And remembering with the mind means Smaranam. And next, paying obeisances with the head means Vandanam. These 3 things are the most easiest things. The most easiest things in the process of Bhakti, Navadha Bhakti. If one is not able to do these 3, means you can understand that he is also not able to do remaining 6 also. Because Sukaranam, these 3 are the most easily performable things, which can be easily performed. These 3 things can be easily performed. And Yamaraj is saying, if one is not doing these 3, you bring them, means one should not ask that, oh, and he is hearing. So Yamaraj is saying that if one is not doing any one of these 3, those has to be brought, means, but he is hearing, but he is not chanting, or he is not remembering, or he is not paying obeisances with the head, but he is hearing. So then he also should be taken. According to the Yamaraj statement, he also should be taken or not? हाँ? कहा सुनते हैं यार, एकदम पप्पू जैसा बैठते हैं, तो बोलो ना एक्चुअली आंसर. So Yamaraj is saying that, so these 3 activities whoever is not doing, those has to be brought. So that means someone is hearing the holy name, So that person also is not doing these three. So he has to be taken to hell or not? Huh? Yes or no? Huh? No? Why? It is not said by Yamaraj. Yamaraj is saying that if one who is not doing the chanting or the remembering or the paying obeisances, if any one of his not is done, then he should bring them.
2:12.
हाँ.
There is even hearing one time.
अरे वो तो छोड़ो. अभी तो Yamaraj, whatever Yamaraj is saying based upon that you tell me. Yamaraj is saying that Jihva na vakti, manah na smarati, shirah na namati.
There will be some remembrance.
You are the servant of Yamaraj. I am Yamaraj. Okay. I told to you that. So you bring those people. So who are not chanting, who is not paying obeisances with the head, and whoever is not remembering the mind, you bring. But some person X Ujjwal is there and he only hearing holiness. You will bring them or not?
If I use Upalakshana,
Huh?
then I should not bring.
Huh? You should follow your master, not Yamaraj. No, he is not following anyone. He is only hearing holy name, but he is not following any one of these three. What I mentioned. Uh, uh, uh. Where is Rangamai Prabhu? What happened to him? Huh? Why he got bhav?
No, Prabhu, actually,
Getting bhav is
Bangladesh too, they would
after going to the Ashtasakhi Mandir, he is getting any revelations? Acha, acha. Tell him that without taking permission why he went. So ask him to meet me. Okay.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
is when one lecturer speak, then another devotee is heard, na? So when you speak, I not heard. So what is that kind of speaking is not belu. So here the Sravanam the important this time when one is hearing. So Lord about he also hearing about the Lord, no? So why
Bangla की बोल yes Mahaseva Prabhu, tell me.
Prabhuji, if he's hearing, then automatically smarnam is happening.
No. He is not remembering anything. He just is hearing. Or otherwise, you take he is worshipping. He is worshipping. Yamaraj told to bring anyone, bring the person. He is not doing any one of these three. Any one of these three. Yeah.
Prabhuji, the central point is to do bhakti for Krishna. So if he's hearing, that is also one of the practices of bhakti.
But that is not said na by the Yamaraj.
But you said, Prabhuji, that these three are the easiest ones. You said Kirtanam, Smaranam and Vandanam are the easiest ones. If someone is not doing this, means he's also not doing the remaining, you said. But Shravanam comes before Kirtanam, right?
Yeah, okay. So that is the answer. Actually, if Yamaraj mentioned, if anyone is not doing one out of these three activities, you bring them. So which are most easiest things actually to do. And if they are not able to do these three means, you can obviously assume that they are not doing the other six also. Kaha bhaiya. So they are not, that means the simplest things he said. If one is not able to do these three, sukaranam api abhave paresham sutarameva abhavaha. If someone is not able to do these three, you should bring them. Any one of these three. That means obviously they are not able to do other remaining six also. So that's why they should brought. So sutarameva abhava bhavediti samanyeva. So that's why in general statement also he said one more thing. What he said? Tan anayadvam asato akruta vishnu krutyan. This is the general specification of the generally it is specified bhakti. So general activity, all the bhakti activities are said just as akruta vishnu krutyan. Generally samanyeneva vishnu kruta rahitatvam uktam. So finally he is saying that so anyone is not doing the any activity for Vishnu, so in general, so they also those has to be brought. That is the sense. It's not that the here Yamara said only so one who is not doing the any one of these three. So of course he is not doing any one of these three, but he is doing the other six. So other one of the other six limbs of the devotion, like Shravanam and also Padasevanam Archanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. If he is doing any one of these three, so shall I bring them? So they also should be brought to the Yamaraj? No, because they cannot do those also, because these three they are not able to do, means those they cannot do remaining six also, because these three are the most easiest. So and also it is said that so Samanya Vishnu Krutya Rahitatvam. So that word in the sloka, one more word is there. Akruta Vishnu Krutyan. That means people, those who are not doing the any activity for Vishnu. So okay. So this is over. Jihvadinam karnabhutanam api kartruttvena nirdeshaha purushan anichaya api yatha katam chit kirtanadikam adatte. Here if you see in this sloka, so 29 sloka, Jihva na vakti. Here who is the subject? Who is the what is the verb in this? Jihva na vakti. Huh? Bapre, tell me. Jihva na vakti. What is the verb? Vakti means what? Huh? See the BBT translations. Word to word, please. Chants. Who is the subject? Huh? Kirtan is a subject. Yes, that is the answer expected. Yes, Kirtan is a subject. So, what is the subject? Tell me. Subject means karta. Huh? Who is the doer? Jihva na vakti in this statement. Jihva is there, then Jihva is the doer. Yes, Mahaseva Prabhu. Tell me, Prabhu.
No, Prabhu, same thing.
Yeah, good. So, and in the next verb is, what is the next verb? Tell me. In the same sloka, and one more verb is there. See the BBT translations actually in that. Verbs are there. Smarati. What is the meaning of Smarati? Remember. So who is the karta for this activity? Parsana. देखिए बोलो. Who is the karta? Chetaha. See, my translation, at least you study those. Those whose tongue have never uttered. So whose tongues have never uttered. So who is karta in this? Those whose tongues have never uttered. What is uttered? Never uttered the name of qualities of the Lord. So in this sentence, what is the karta? Can anyone tell? Those whose tongues have never uttered the name and qualities of the Lord. So in this karta is what? in this English sentence? Huh? Whose? 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 Who is that? Those whose tongues. So those whose tongues have never uttered the names and qualities of the Lord. Tell me, Sarvesh Prabhu. In this English sentence, what is subject, object, and verb? Tell me. Okay, Amaseva Prabhu, tell me.
Prabhuji, utter is a verb.
Okay.
And those means people. People, those people. So they are the
People are the
subject.
subject. Very good. People are the subject. Next.
What else, bro?
No, Prabhu. Prabhu, people, how they can be?
Those you are saying, na, Prabhuji, those.
Those whose tongues have never uttered the name and qualities of the Lord.
So
in
those is karta, na,
Prabhu. So what is the kriya in this? What is the verb? Verb is uttered, na? Uttering activity, who is doing?
Acha, tongue here.
Whose tongues? That means people's tongues are the karta. People's tongues are the karta, doer. And activity is uttering. Uttering activity is done by whom? Done by the tongues of the people's tongues, actually. People's tongues. People's tongues are the subject. And what is the object? The name and qualities of the Lord. So, okay. Here, generally, we don't say like this, na? Who don't chant holy name, we say actually. We don't say that. But here, purposefully, tongues are made as subject. Tongues are made as subject. There is significance is there. Why tongues are made as subject here? In the next sentence also, whose minds have never uttered the lotus feet and never remembered the lotus feet. Here also we are seeing. So who is the verb in this? What is the verb in this? Remembering. Remembered. So remembering is the kriya. And what is the karta in this? Subject is what? Minds. And similarly, whose heads have never once bowed down to Krishna. So what is the verb in this? Bowing down. So bowing down is the activity happening. So who is the karta mentioned here? Doer? Heads. Generally, Rama pay obeisances by head. Rama chant holy name by tongue. This is the general notation. Generally, we use. If you want to say, what is the proper sentence? Rama chants holy name by tongue. But what is given here? Rama's tongue. Chants holy name. Actually, this is general notation, but here in the sloka it is presented like this. Here what? Here tongue is what? It is what? It is in which case? Instrumental case or not? Instrumental case. It is in the instrument. Tongue is instrumental case in general notation. But that is made as now here what? Subject doer, it is made as doer. Getting or not? Why? From this what we should understand? You see that what is written there. Slaju Goswami, what he said. Why it is made like that? Tell me. Karana bhutanamapi kartrutvena nirdesha. It indicates what? Purusha anichayapi yatha katam chit kirtanadikam adatte. It indicates what? Mentioning the instrumental case as the doer. It indicates what? Sarvesh Prabhu, कहाँ follow करते हैं, कुछ देखते ही नहीं. सर्वेश्वर प्रभु कहाँ नहीं मिल रहे हैं? Tell me Tapomai Prabhu. Next line, tell where I am telling and you tell me English. You're following closely me or not? You tell, you tell. Huh? You didn't get? Okay, but you didn't get why? Acha, internet. Okay, good. Tell me. Mic, mic, in mic.
Mentioning of tongue as Juyas, though they are instruments, indicates the performance of chanting, remembering, and offering respects by even the unwillingness of the person, but somehow or other.
So that means this indicates mentioning the instrumental case as instruments. These are all actually these senses are interpreted as the doers. So this indicates what? That person, even he is chanting holy name without any willingness, or somehow or other he chants without any willingness. So that is indicated. That is indicated by this kind of sentence. By this kind of sentence. जिह्वाना वक्ति. तो जिह्वा जीव नाम नहीं लेते तो माने इसका अर्थ क्या है? भले वो चाहे ना चाहे तो लेकिन जिह्वा से कुछ नाम अटर हो जाए तो उतना से भी, even if the tongue utters the holy name, that means that person may not have an interest somehow or other on that tongue, by that tongue. So holy name is uttered. Enough. Oh my dear servants, don't bring them. Don't bring him. That much is said here. From this statement, from this, Yamaraj is saying that much. Somehow or other, without willingness, someone chants the holy name. That's why if you do chanting Nagar Sankirtan, millions of the jivas are now disqualified to go to hell. You are making all of them to. You are making that means Yamaraj's job is very easy actually. They'll be having less job, less work. And otherwise, you know how much time and so hard it is. So for every patient, for every for a dead person, so they have to send at least how many? 4 people they come, no? So four Yamadutas they come. So how many millions of these jivas? And there is a lot of hectic schedule actually. Hectic schedule actually. So all these Yamakinkaras, they think that nobody is there to propagate this holy name. Our duty is increasing so much. If they chant holy name and we don't need to go and bring them. So if you want to if you want to help the Yamadutas, you just propagate, take the Nagar Sankirtan. They will also become happy, na? Less work.
Somebody is hearing, we are chanting, they are hearing. So still they are engaging in sinful activities.
Kshipram bhavati dharmatma.
Next slide.
Apiche suduracharu. Bhajate.
No punishment. No.
All sins are finished if there is no anartha provided. If there is no anartha, then all the sins are destroyed. Otherwise, destruction of the sins in the process. So,
I had another question.
Tell
previous. Me. So that is namaskar is the namate. So there namaskar to the Lord. So my question was that actually Lord means here suppose Christian people they are also offering obeisances to their Lord. So the same result.
Shrutivata netaihi. What is Brahmaji is praying in the Brahmaji Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu prayers? That form which is described in the Shruti Vedas, that is only accepted. not the whatever you made it. Is there? But for preaching style, we say, okay, encourage, okay, good, good. But if it should be, so even in the Prithu Maharaj's case also, so Prithu Maharaj says clearly. So when Prithu Maharaj appeared, Brahmaji comes and he sees the characteristics of the Prithu Maharaj, and then he declares that this is the avatar of the Lord, and we should all chant and worship him. Then everyone start worship when Prithu appeared. It's not that anyone, so now I am Babaji, so I am the Swami. It's not. It should be under the Vedic injunctions. It should be described in the Vedas. And it should be coming under the bona fide by the Guru Parampara. That form. That is only the religion you should follow.
Also, our Hindu.
Then what is the point of the Guru Parampara? Out of these 4 Paramparas, if you go out, then why we have to accept that? So they cannot get any delivery. They are not delivered. What is the role of then Guru Parampara? So is it initiated by that Parampara, whatever you are seeing, that kind of worship, is it bona fide by the, here, there, Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport. Clearly he mentions that any worship or any demigod should be bona fide by the, so disciplic succession, it in the Guru Parampara. Otherwise, why you will accept that? Bolo. Balloon.
So another way, so our Hindu peoples, somehow or other everybody they used to offer obeisances to Lord. Almost many peoples. So their sins, 100 life sins is destroyed.
But if they don't have any offenses, then only holy name will be giving effect. Otherwise, if there is a lot of wetness and one small spark falling on that, what it can do? That means lot of wetness means lot of anarthas. I made a diagram. You remember that? You wrote in long back. Yes. Anything actually accepted by the Shruti. And that means Guru, Shastra, Sadhu. This, it should be verified by these 3. Then only should accept that form or that kind of worship. Otherwise, it's not bona fide. So there is internal talk is different and communal talk is different. When we go to the community, so just for the sake of maintaining good relations, we are speaking in that way. But when you come to our classroom, then we'll teach what is what. Okay. No, it's not communal talk. Yeah, this is clear. You are clear with this or not? It should be under Guru Parampara actually. Okay. Even demigod worship also we don't accept. If it is, yeah, it's a Pashandi actually. Pashandi means it's just a imitation. So Krishna himself is rejecting, na? So rejecting Lord and just worshipping the demigods. That means avidhi purvakam. It's rejected that. That worship is rejected. And also you cannot change the names actually. If name is there in the Shastra, then you should accept that. Those names. You cannot, now today onwards, I will call my Krishna as Chintu. Chintu, like that. Can you do that? Can you keep your Krishna's name as your Chintu, Bunty, like that? My Bunty, I will call my Bunty. Bunty, come eat, like that you say. No, you cannot. You don't have right to change name. Those names are transcendental and they are given in the Shastra and those only has to be chanted. Hare Krishna place is that Bunty Chintu, like that. You are having the feeling of Krishna and chanting your own derived names. Is it going to work? No. It's not going to work. So who are authorized to keep the change in name? Is there any standard parampara is there? Then you can say that yes, it is authorized by this parampara, by this guru, and by this shastra, based upon this shastra, and this guru changed, then we'll accept. Show me that. So that shastra is also defined actually. Srimad Bhagavatam is the ultimate pramana, and this is the supreme pramana, is a Chakravarti pramana, and everyone has to worship Krishna. That's all. They should come to this. This is only the ultimate declaration by the, in Krishna Sandrabha we are discussing. Not other Vishnu, this, that, no. Only Krishna. Final declaration. That is Bhagavad declaration. All the acharyas, all the speakers and listeners, they are subjected. Their subject matter, their discussion of the subject matter of the discussion is Krishna, clearly. Is declared and it is established by the Srila Jiva Goswami. So we cannot make the enemies just by some talks. That's why Prabhupada very strategically, so he preached to the West and other countries. But you should be pure and you should be clear in your path. Otherwise, we should mix up and once again there is a chance to bring up. So in the temple, let's come in the Krishna's temple, and if you want to do prayers, you do the prayers for the Christ, and if you want to do the namaz to the Allah, also you can do in that corner temple. In that corner you do that. In this corner you do this, and we will chant here. Okay, we all together. This is bogus. Prabhupada rejected this. This also happened. Prabhupada simply rejected. What is this? It's not God consciousness. It is International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This is the fact actually. This is our. Okay. You asked second time this question. I told, but today I think you are satisfied. Want more? Okay. So next, Jihvadinam. Okay, this is over. Charanaravindam. Acha, 7:30. Charanaravindam iti visheshanga nirdeshaha Sri Yamasya Bhaktyapakaha eva natu tanmatra smarana niyamakaha. So what is said? This Sarvesh Prabhu, tell me English. Mic.
The mention of special limbs of the Lord, such as lotus feet, declares Yamaraja's bhakti, but is not a restricted to remembering only lotus feet.
Here you see Charanaravindam. Yamaraj is speaking now this. Jihvana Bhakti Bhagavan Namadeyam Chetasya Nasmarati Tat Charanaravindam. That means that mind which never remembers the Lord's lotus feet, Charanaravindam. Why Yamaraj is speaking like this, Charanaravindam? That means he is not mentioning the remembering the Lord face or something. He is mentioning the Lord's lotus feet. That means Yamaraj, this word uttered, this statement said by whom? Yamaraj is saying. So that means from this statement of Yamaraj, we are understanding that Yamaraj is devotee. Because he is saying Charanaravindam. He didn't mention another things. Lord is having beautiful face. So the mind which doesn't remember the face, he didn't say. So he said only lotus feet. Okay. And here Yamaraj is saying that the mind which doesn't remember the lotus feet, and that person you should bring. But someone remembering the face, then he should be also brought? No. Here Charanaravindam means you should take only for out of devotion, he said lotus feet. But if anyone remembers even other limbs also, they should not be brought. That's the point. So especially a lotus feet is mentioned because that is indicating the bhakti of Yamaraj. Okay, we'll discuss remaining things tomorrow. Okay, any questions, comments? Okay. Yes, Prabhu, Bhagavan Pandit, Prabhu, please. Please, Prabhu, give some comments or some.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu.
Prabhu, you mentioned the mantras you cannot change, and it should be mentioned in Vedic literature.
Yes.
So that mantra we chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. But actually, in Vedas it is started with Hare Ram, Hare Ram. But we chant Hare Krishna. Some people are complaining that why you chant this, means if why you chant first Hare Krishna.
Yes.
But our Mahaprabhu chant this. Can you say something about this?
Yes, Prabhu. So, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. So, you have to check with these three. So, Guru is accepting that. So, Supreme Lord, in the form of Guru, he is giving to us. So, that's why it is accepted. Because he is accepted as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by the Shastra. Krishna Varanam Tisha Krishnam. So, Sanga Pangastra Parshatam. Shastra is accepting him as a Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that person is saying, changing, or is recommending. Anyway, if you say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, continuously if you do, and what is first and what is next? Everything is flow in a cycle actually. So everything is okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, Prabhu, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki. Mataji, yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I had a doubt after this whole discussion.
Yes,
so
Mataji.
those who are practicing Christianity and Islam, and are you saying that there is absolutely no credit to that?
So, Avidhi Purvakam, which is not recommended by the Shastra, if they do, so that is not authentic, na? So they may get some piety of that. So, yeah. But devotional service means they have to follow Guru and Sadhu and Shastra, and Guru Parampara is needed.
But can it be considered yoga, like not topmost, not bhakti yoga, but like someone who's trying for transcendental realization, trying to go beyond the material conditions, Brahman worship? Would you consider that equivalent?
So that's why, na, Mataji. So even in the Brahman realization, the clearly Brahmavadis are, that means avikruta chetaha, that means their heart is not having any transformations, and they are seeing everything as one. That means no differences in the object, everything they are seeing as Sat. That kind of philosophy should be there, but there is no that kind of philosophy. Only just they have the, if you see Christianity, they are encouraged to do a lot of asking the desires, material desires, and it's kind of faith, but so it should be authorized by the Vedas. Then only it is accepted as authentic. So according to the processes given by the Vedas, and Vedas are only the source actually of the knowledge. And apart from the Shruti, so we cannot accept anything.
Just like Prabhupada said, if you have a name of God, you chant, like he said, I didn't come here to change your religion, right? So if you're a Christian, you practice that, but the result should be you're developing love of God, like that.
But who is God? Who is God? They should know, na? So,
right.
Yeah. So what is the form of the God, and where he stays, what he does, and what is his glory? So they should know this. If they don't know, and if they speculate something, so that cannot be a God. No?
But the vastu will still be the same. They may not know the name, they may not know the form, but they may have that love for that supreme. Don't you think that has any credit?
So that's why they has to, if they want to get the delivery, they has to get connected to the authentic parampara, Guru Parampara. Otherwise, there is no
that can lead them to coming to a parampara eventually, right?
First of all, if that is not a valid parampara, valid practice by the Vedas, how I can comment? Actually, I should not comment on the which is not found in the Vedas, that faith as something will lead. I should not also comment, because I am the parampara man. Actually, I am following parampara. So I should speak according to the Vedas. In Vedas, if it is given somewhere, so you do this kind of practice. So like you, so Christianity you do, then you can also connect it. If it is there, then it is accepted. If it is not there, then it is mental speculation. Even if I say it is yes connected, there will be progress, then that is my mental speculation. Then I have to show the proof from the Vedas. This is the place. So Veda following the Muslimism. So they are also coming and developing into this. Where is that statement? If it is there, then okay. But I don't know it is there.
I was thinking more on the principle. They may not have the names, but just like Islam says, service to God.
Then why I have to call only Jesus? I will be called Chinti. Then everyone every day they will put one name, and they say that it is a God. Then why we have to chant the holy name?
But Jesus was a real person who actually came, right?
Yeah, if it is accepted by the Vedas and in the Vedic literature it is accepted, and that religion is accepted, and that is also is connected, then we should accept. So that is having the connection with the Vedas and Vedic parampara and Guru parampara, then only it will deliver. Otherwise, no. So Prabhupada is trying to, so what he is Krishna. So if you ultimately he is asking to come to the stage of the Krishna. Actually, they want. Then why, if they accept Krishna is the Krishna, then they should chant Krishna. If they are ready to accept that.
That's the point, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know now. I don't know who is Krishna, but I have that affection for God, but I don't know what is his form, what are his qualities. I don't know. But still, I have that obedience to that Supreme Lord. And I can still be on the path of progress. That's the point. Am I completely disconnected if I don't know the Supreme Lord as Krishna? Am I completely disconnected, or am I on the path? That's my question.
Philosophically, yeah. So we say if it is definitely absolute truth cannot be assumed. Actually, the form names of the absolute truth cannot be assumed. Those are all fixed only. That means whatever is given in the Vedas, that only should be chanted. And if something is not there in the Vedas, and if you give that scope for the someone, yeah, it is also fine. You can chant and you can connect it. So we are opening the doors against to the Vedas. That's what we should take the role, na? So if it is given the Vedas, then it is accepted. Otherwise, no. Like that only we should not slip even one step down. If you slip one step down, then you are entering the doors for some misconceptions and false religion, actually. So that's why we should be very careful in that. So that's why if it is there Christianity and all the details are given, if you do this and next you will be connected, then next question will be coming. So if they are progressed, then what kind of stage they will be achieving and where they will go, where it is mentioned, all details also should give, na? So that's why, yeah. So that's why we should strictly sticking to the Veda as a pramana, Shruti is a pramana, and if it is defined, but you can say I don't know in which part it is defined, but if it is provided it is defined, then we accept. Like that we should go, Mataji. That is our stand, actually.
And when we meet Christians and Muslims, that was my question. We cannot just reject them because this is not in Vedas.
We can. That's why communal talk is different. So communal talk is, yeah, you people are doing nice. So, but ultimately we don't want to allow that religion as a valid reason, ill reason, and can be practiced with us. So Prabhupada never said that. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That
yeah,
point
never
is-
said. Yeah. So we should not make enmity with them also, na? So strategy also will be there. So, but ultimately, what we are saying. So even we are not accepting so to worship Vishnu also. We are saying only Krishna. So we are bringing to that level. So that is the stand actually, ultimate truth given by the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the ultimate scripture. If you have the way Prabhupada previous acharyas, how they dealt the case, we should follow same. Okay, nice, you people are doing okay. But ultimately they should come to Krishna consciousness only.
Prabhupada said you have to judge by the result. So if by your practice, if you're developing love of God, then that is bona fide. That's what Prabhupada said.
No, that is not the really ultimate pramana. Is the Shastra is a pramana. Vedas are the pramana. So Shruti, so the Shruti yonitvat. So Shruti is the yoni, actually it is the cause. So not the result. Then result can be shown by the many people actually. So you're understanding? So Prabhupada says several times, it should be the bona fide parampara. It should be the bona fide sampradaya. Every minute he mentions this only. They should be connected to the authentic parampara. So why then Prabhupada is emphasized in every purport, most or many purports he mentions the authenticity of the parampara. That is important actually, not the result actually. Result, by seeing the result, many people, material people, they are flourishing like anything. So we cannot decide the things by the result. And people also may show artificially love for them, love for the Lord. So, but that should be by the Vedic procedure given by the Vedas and Parampara and Guru Parampara.
Okay.
Okay.